guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Hallie and I'm so happy that you're here. We are going to be making a 2024 reading journal. I have never made a reading journal before, but I kept seeing them all over Pinterest and TikTok, and it just looks, one, so satisfying and fun, but two, I feel like it's a really good way to track my goals and keep me on track of reading throughout the year. But I don't really know because I've never made one before. Before I get started, I do want to say there are a couple of spreads that I did get like direct inspiration from. Whenever we get to those spreads, I'll try and tell you who I was inspired by, and I'll also have everyone's channels linked down below. If it wasn't inspired by a YouTube video, then it was probably inspired by Pinterest. I love this so much. I'm already having such a good time, and all I've done is outline my journal. So I have a couple of yearly spreads, and then I also want to create my January spread as well. I just wanted to bring you guys along with me in the creation process, and then at the end of this video, I will also do a flip through so you can see what my journal and spreads look like. Not completed, but ready to be completed, I guess. I don't know. Enough rambling, let's get right into making the reading journal. I'm gonna try and bring you guys over my desk and see if I can figure out a way for us to both see what I'm doing at the same time. Okay, I think this is gonna be as good as I can get it right now. Hopefully this angle isn't absolutely horrible for you guys. The first page that I wanna make is just like a title page. I started the outline for all these pages already. Right now I'm just gonna be like coloring everything in and like making it look pretty. I did the outline the other day and that took so long because I'm a perfectionist. But anyway, for the title page, I basically just want to put reading journal, like this book belongs to Hallie Jones, just like a cutesy scrapbooky little title page. Let's just get started. I'm ready to start coloring. So I'm gonna fill that out and then I will give you guys a quick rundown at the end of each page. I feel like this looks so cute. This is exactly the vibe I was going for. I love this vibe. I'm definitely not going for too neutral. I just want it to be like colorful and fun. I feel like this immediately sets the vibe right. Down here, I printed out this piece of pink cardstock paper and I embossed it to say from the Library of Hallie Jones, but you can't really see it that well on top of the pink, honestly. So I might either change that to have like gold on top of it or just leave it because I like the pink. But yeah, I'm going to move on to the next page, which is going to be my 2024 title page, and then my star rating guide and my spice rating guide. And I might also go ahead and fill out my 2024 reading goals page too, because I feel like since this is a half page, this is all kind of one section. I am gonna go ahead and fill out the star rating guide, spice rating guide, the 2024 title page, and then also my reading goals. And then I'll check back in with you guys once that is done and kind of go over everything. While we're on the topic of goals, I want to take a second and tell you guys a little bit about the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. As many of you know, on my channel, I try and be very open with my mental health and just different things that I struggle with, like depression, anxiety, ADHD. And with the new year just starting, one of my biggest goals this year is to finally start prioritizing my mental health. With being a stay-at-home mom and now working full-time on YouTube, it can be so hard to find time to leave the house every single week. But this is actually why for me, BetterHelp is going to be a huge game changer in my mental health journey this year. With BetterHelp, you're actually able to choose whether you want therapy sessions over the phone, as a video chat, or even just through messaging. It's truly just all about whatever you feel is the most comfortable version of therapy for you. If you guys would like to join me this year in making time for your mental health as well, you can actually click the link in my description or visit betterhelp.com/haljones to get 10% off of your first month of therapy. They'll match you with one of over 30,000 licensed therapists based on your specific needs and preferences. And what I think is super cool is if you feel like your therapist is not the right fit for you, you can literally switch therapists at any point with just the click of a button. That for me personally makes starting therapy feel so much less intimidating. To get started, you'll just fill out a quick questionnaire that helps to assess your specific needs, and then you'll be matched with your therapist in most cases within 48 hours or less. After that, you'll be able to schedule a therapy session at a time that's convenient for you. So it's super easy, and it overall just makes starting therapy so much less intimidating. Over 4 million people have used BetterHelp to start living a happier and healthier life. So like I said before, if you guys would like to join me this year on my mental health journey, make sure to click the link in my description or visit betterhelp.com/haljones to get 10% off of your first month of therapy. And again, a huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Genuinely, it has been so long. I am gonna have to stop being so picky or else this is going to take me actually all night because these 3 pages just took me like 2 hours. Because I couldn't decide on what to do. So anyway, let me just show you. So first of all, on this front page, I went ahead and added this gold sticker and then I embossed that. I am definitely glad that I added that on. And then you turn to the next page and we have our, this is still drying, so let's ignore that. We have our 2024 title page. On this side, we have my star rating guide and my spice rating guide. I will go over these in detail whenever I do the flip through for the journal. I think it's so cute. And then I have this little half page for 2024. I accidentally cut off the edge of the 4. And then on this side, I have my goals for the year. It's kind of like reading goals, but I have a couple of like social media goals on there as well. So far, that's everything we have. The next page I am so excited for. This is going to be my little library page. Let me go ahead and outline this, color it in, and then I will show you guys what it looks like. Okay, it's the next day. It literally got so late last night. I was just so tired. I decided to take a break last night and I just ended up going to bed and reading after finishing these spreads, which I'll show you in a second. And I'm just gonna continue tonight. So without further ado, last night I finished my little library area, which I'm not honestly obsessed with how it came out. Like I think it came out pretty cute. I ended up coloring in behind these bookshelves and I don't know if this is where I went wrong, but I just have all these books. I think I have enough for like 60 books or something like that. And then I have this little TBR cart, which I think is so cute. And then on the back of here, I have a spot to put a key, but I haven't decided how I'm going to do everything, so I haven't filled out the key yet. Even on here, like I made the blanket. Well, I tried to make it this like checkered pattern because this blanket, the one that I use every time I read, so I wanted it to be on there. And then the only other thing that I did last night was my little Goodreads goal page, which is literally just 50 squares. As you read, you just color in the squares. The next spread is this 24 books. You can't even see it, but it's 24 books for 2024. So I just picked out 24 books that I'm really excited for, and I'm just gonna put the book covers on this page. And then after that is my 2024 book bracket. So that's just literally outlining things. So I think I'm gonna do both of these spreads real quick, and then I will let you guys see what those look like before we move on. finished my 24 books to read in 2024. I just added some washi tape. I have never used washi tape before, so I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing and I have no ideas. I just stuck it on the page and then decided if I liked it or not and then kept going. So, and then on the next page, this is my 2024 book bracket. So basically every single month I will choose my favorite book that I read that month, and then I will kind of go through and filter through every 2 months, and then I don't know how this works actually. Basically, at the end of the year, you will end up with one book and that will be your favorite book of the year. And I kind of just made it chuggy and colorful because that is just the vibe of this notebook. The next spread I have is just a page where it's just my entire physical TBR. I mainly wanted to do this spread because I am going to be on a book buying ban until either August or until I read like 70% of my physical TBR. Hopefully I make it that far. Who knows? I thought it would be really cool to be able to look back at the end of the year and see all of the books I started the year with on my physical TBR like written down and then see them checked off. I feel like I'll just like having a physical representation of how many books I read off of my TBR. So this one isn't going to be like fun and colorful really. It's just going to be a list of my books, and I am not writing in the list of my books right now because I don't have the full list and I also don't have the right pen to write it in. So lots of things, but I am going to just make the spread so it's ready to go. And then I also wanted to do a page for like a book bingo because I saw this idea on Pinterest and I thought it was so cute. I think I'm gonna also do my book bingo page and then I will check in with you guys. I switched angles because I realized probably that entire time you couldn't see what I was doing. So I don't know how people get their cameras directly above them. I physically cannot do that. Is this angle better for you guys? Please let me know. Has this entire video just been you watching me color? Anyway, it's so late and I have now been doing this for so many hours. It's already like 11:45. It's 11:45 and it's just taking me a very long time because I'm so unable to accept anything less than perfection. And a lot of these are just not perfect because I've never journaled before really. Like I've always wanted to journal and I get all the supplies, but then I feel like I have gotten all of my like, what is it, dopamine? Yeah, I feel like I get all of my dopamine out by like going and getting all of the supplies, and then I never actually end up sitting down to journal because I'm terrible at time management and planning. So actually making it this far in a journal is like a huge accomplishment for me, first of all. Second of all, I've never done it before, so it's very hard for me to have a vision for like the spreads and then them not come out exactly how I'm wanting them to in my brain, and just accepting that that's okay because in my brain it's just like really bothering me. But it's fine. This is my first ever book journal. I feel like each spread has its own moment. This is so all over the place. I've watched so many journal videos and they're all all so aesthetic and like overhead shots, and they have like a candle lit. And you want to see me right now? I'm in shambles. I have washi tape, my blanket's falling off my leg. I have everything piling up on the table because am I gonna clean up as I go? No, but I am going to just add scraps to the pile as I go because I don't know why I do that actually. I don't know, maybe I've just learned to live with the chaos. You know, whenever SpongeBob's brain is like on fire, I feel like that's just my thoughts at all times. Anyway, this was a rant that I didn't know was gonna happen. I really don't know why I started talking even. Maybe just because I finished this and I don't know how to feel about it. But this is the bookish bingo page. My next spreads are my 2024 pages per day, which, if you have ADHD like me, this might initially sound like a horrible idea that I will literally never accomplish. And maybe I'll look back at this at the end of the year and think to myself, how did I ever think that I was going to be able to track every single day of reading? But I can't remember the girl's name right now, but I'll put her channel. My monthly spreads, I think I'm going to do them exactly how she did them because I love her layout for them. I love the way she tracked all of her stats. I think it would be like just so fun to look back and see all of those. So my monthly spreads are going to be like a direct copy of hers. If you want to see like what I'm being inspired by, definitely go watch her videos. But I don't really want to make this spread right this second. I might do this tomorrow because it's so late and I just feel like that's a lot of lines. The next prompt after that is like a DNF graveyard, which like I don't know if I want to do that right now. And then it's like, you know, let's be real, I'm tired. I genuinely can't focus anymore tonight. Oh my god, no wonder. I tried looking down at my laptop and I thought it said 11. It's 1. It's 1:52. Suddenly it all makes sense why I am in shambles. Good night. I'll see you probably tomorrow and hopefully we can finish this journal. It's been a few days. Honestly, making this reading journal took so much longer than I expected and like so much more effort, but it was so worth it. It's so cute and I love it already. I finished all of my yearly spreads and then the title page for my January setup. So I wanted to really quickly do a little flip through of the journal so that you guys can see all of the finished spreads and I can kind of explain everything in a little bit more detail. So hopefully this is a good setup. Also, ignore my nails that have fallen off. These nails have honestly honestly held on for so long, so just ignore them. To start off, this is the journal that I got. I actually got this journal off of Etsy. I will have it linked down below, as well as what size I got, because there are 2 different size options and I don't remember right now what size this one is, but I will have that linked below. It is cloth bound. It has this little ribbon bookmark, and then on the inside you can see the notebook just like slips into this cover, which I really like, because if I want to continue to use this outside of the notebook after this notebook is full, I can literally just get a new notebook and then slip it into the cover. So I love that. So the actual notebook itself is from Etsy. Whenever you open the notebook, this is my title page. It just says reading journal, property of Hal Jones. Down here I actually embossed a little gold sticker thing and put it on here, but it just says from the library of Hal Jones. All of these little things, like this belongs to Hal Jones, and this little bow, I just printed those out, and then all of my stickers I got from packs on Amazon, so I will link all of those down below. But yeah, it's super cute. I might end up adding a little bit more stickers here and there, because I feel like as I went through the journal I kind of added more and more, so now this does feel a little bit empty, but for now I really love it and I love the way it came out. So then as you open the book, this is kind of the intro into my journal, and I really wanted in the beginning to have my rating scales. I felt like it was just a really good way to start off the journal. For my star ratings, a 1 basically means I genuinely hate this book so much. A 2 is I didn't like this book, but I made it. So essentially it's like the same thing as a 1, except it's not as much hatred, I guess. I just really dislike the book. I have to like genuinely hate a book for it to be a 1 star, I feel like. But a 2 is just I didn't like it, but I suffered through and I made it. A 3 would be just okay. I didn't love it, but I also don't absolutely hate it. It's just middle of the road, meh. I'm not really gonna think about this book. A 4 would be I really enjoyed this book and I would definitely recommend it. And a 5 is I love this book so much. It's a new favorite, genuinely obsessed. I do also do 6-star ratings now. I have 1 6-star book. I feel like that speaks for itself though, and I don't need to put it on here. As for spice ratings, I have been trying to figure out for so long how I wanted to rate spice, because I do think it's important to talk about. I personally love books with spice, but I know that a lot of people don't. So I feel like it is important to include some type of rating, and it's really hard because obviously everyone has different perspectives on what is very spicy and not spicy. I saw this girl's TikTok the other day and she rated her spice based off of the amount of scenes in the book, and I felt like that was such a good way, because at that point it's not personal on like, oh, I think that this type of thing is very spicy, but someone might think it's not spicy at all. It's just this is the amount of spicy content that's in the book. So I felt like this was a really good way to rate the spice, and it can universally be used. So a 1 spice will mean that there is 1 to 2 descriptive scenes. 2 spices will mean there are 2+ descriptive scenes. 3 spices will be even plot to spice ratio. 4 spices will mean that the story is kind of getting lost here and there sometimes. And then 5 spice would mean there is no plot. We are here for the spice, and that's all we came for. Those are my ratings. I really love how this page came out. These little bows I printed out, and then I printed out this little balloon dog and this flower, and then everything else is just stickers. I have never journaled like this before, so it was kind of overwhelming to start with a blank page with this and figure out what I wanted to do. I did a lot of going back and forth, but I really like the way that it came out. As for this side, I did a little title page. I am obsessed with doing these. I feel like it adds such a personal little special look to your journal, so I feel like I'm going to be doing these a lot. But I did a little half page for the 2024 title page. On this side I have some of my reading goals. I actually lost my paper whenever I went to make this, so some of my reading goals aren't on here because as soon as I went to write them I forgot what all of my goals were. So the ones that I wrote down are to read 50 books, make reading the last thing before bed, post book content regularly, prioritize reading over screen time, post more on Book Talk and Bookstagram, which I actually just made my Book Talk. I will have my Book Talk and Bookstagram and everything linked in the bio below if you guys want to go follow me there. And then vlog while book shopping more, which this one is funny because I'm literally on a book buying ban, but this basically just means to go outside of my comfort zone. I really want to get better at making myself do things that make myself uncomfortable. So those are some of the goals that I wrote down. Again, I printed out this little heart and then I just wrote goals on it with a little Sharpie pen. I just wrote these on paper and then cut around Moving on to the next page, I have my little library. I'm not fully in love with how this came out. I feel like maybe it's because I colored in the backgrounds of the books, or maybe it's because I used colored pencils. I don't really know why. I just am not fully in love with it. But basically, I think I have enough to have a little over 50 books or something. I honestly don't remember. But I also have this little flippy TBR cart thing, which is so cute. This is like one of my favorite parts of the library. And I think on this TBR cart is where I'm gonna draw in if I have like 5 or 6 star books, maybe even 4.5 star books, but any books that are just some of my favorite of the year, I want to put on the TBR cart so they kind of stand out. And then on the back of the TBR cart, I have a place to put a key, and I want to figure out a way to also include like the different formats that I'm reading in the books. I was on Etsy the other day and I saw these stickers of like headphones, Kindles, and books. So I think maybe above or next to each book, I'll put like a headphone or a Kindle or something, so I can also kind of keep track of what format I am consuming book content in a lot throughout the year. The next page is my Goodreads goal. I set my Goodreads goal to 50 books this year. It honestly feels like such a big goal. This is my first full year as a reader, so I feel like if I am able to read 50 books throughout the whole year, that is like such a big accomplishment. That's honestly kind of crazy. On this side, I have 24 books to read in 2024. These are some of the books that I am looking forward to the most this year. Ruthless Vows, Icebreaker, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Twisted Games, You Again, 5 Survive, Binding 13, A Good Girl, Bad Blood, Once Upon a Broken Heart, A Little Life, I'm so afraid of that one, The Silent Patient, Iron Flame, Done and Dusted, Mr. Wrong Number, Funny Story, By a Thread, Serpent in the Wings of Night, Love in Other Words, Bride, Reckless. Can I have a moment of silence for Reckless because I'm dying? Magnolia Parks, The Assassin's Blade, Red Rising, and then Happy Place by Emily Henry. So genuinely, even just reading through all of these again, I am so excited to read all of these books this year, and I really, really hope that I get to all of these. Moving on, I am so excited about this page. This is a 2024 book bracket. So essentially, at the end of each month, I will pick one favorite book all the way until you get one favorite top book of the year. So I am so interested to see what that is going to be at the end of the year. That's that page. This page is just my physical TBR. One of my goals this year is to read a lot of books off of my physical TBR. I haven't filled it out yet because I haven't gone to get any black Copic markers yet, but as soon as I do, I will be filling this out with my entire physical TBR. The next page is my series tracker page. So again, this page isn't super crazy and decorated at all because this is another page that I need Copic markers for so it doesn't bleed through, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You just write the names of the books, and then as you read the series, you fill in the squares, and it's just a really good visual representation of all the series that you're in the middle of and how far you are. On the next page, I am so excited about this actually. This is a book bingo spread. So on this side, you have all of the prompts, and then on this side, this is where you'll put the book covers after you have read them. I'll really quickly go through and read all the prompts. I found these from all over the place, and then I just tried to pick ones that I thought would be fun. So I have a book by an author that you've never read, a book picked without reading the blurb, which that's like my entire TBR literally. I don't know what like any of my books are about, it's so funny. A book with magic, a book with a pink cover, a book with a one-word title, a book about an author or writer, a book recommended by a friend, a book set in NYC, a second chance book, start a new series, a book written by 2 or more authors, a book with a dragon, free space, a 2024 new release, an audiobook, a book rec from a librarian, a book with a green cover, a book talk book, a book that takes place over 24 hours, a sad book, the last book in a series, a book that has magical realism, a book from your favorite author's backlist, a book that became a movie, and then lastly, a book that everyone has read except for you. So I feel like all these prompts are so fun, and I can't wait to fill out this little spread and then look back at the end of the year and see which book I chose for all of the different prompts. The next 2 spreads we have are a pages per day spread, which I am so optimistic about this one. I'm honestly slacking for January so far, and I do have a way I plan on tracking my daily pages read. Basically what she did, she made her own bookmarks, and then on the back of each bookmark, she created basically just lines for each day, and then once you're done reading for that day, you just write down how many pages you read on the back of the bookmark. That way, just an easy way to keep up with it. So I am planning on doing the same thing, and hopefully that helps me to keep track of them. The next spread is a DNF graveyard, which I think this is so cute. Like I said, I'm obsessed with these little like half page flap things. So I thought it'd be so cute to do a little title page as a cloud and give it that like eerie feeling of a graveyard. So you flip this over and then you just have some tombstones, and then it says here lies, and then a space to put the book cover. Hopefully I won't really need to use the spread, even though it is so cute. And then lastly, for my yearly spreads, I just have a book books read in 2024. I love this page so much. I don't know why. It's like so simple. I am so excited to look through this at the end of the year and be able to flip through this little mini book of just all of the book covers that I read. I feel like it's gonna be so cute to have them all in one place. After that, I have a couple of like YouTube-ish spreads. I have a YouTube milestones goals. I honestly don't know why I put it all the way up to 100 because that's not like my 1-year goal. I feel like my 1-year goal is like, I don't know, I was gonna say 25, but like I feel like a goal is supposed to stretch your, not your beliefs, but just really be out there. So maybe I'll make my 1-year goal 50,000. I kind of feel crazy saying that out loud, but yeah, I don't know why I made these both go up to 100,000, but I did. So anytime that I hit a milestone, I will just fill it out. I also accidentally started on 10 and I was already at 10 at the beginning of this year, so I don't know why I did that, but yeah, I'll just fill in each bar as I hit the milestones. And then on this page, to kind of compare, I'm just going to fill in a little bar graph of my stats at the end of each month so I can kind of just track growth throughout the year. Just a fun little thing to look back on at the end of the year and see my growth. The next few pages are literally just a place for me to brainstorm YouTube video ideas. I just felt like it would be really cute to have a couple of different spreads with all the different months so I can go through and write video ideas. And for this, I literally just used washi tape for each of these pages and kind of did a different color theme. So as you're flipping through, it's just cute. Okay, hold on. The next page is so sad and embarrassing and also so funny. I'm sure some of you noticed already while I was filling it out, but I wrote monthly spreads. There's no T. I literally finished this, was looking at it. I was like, this is so cute and so fun. I'm so proud of this page. It took me so long to do this freaking font. It was just so hard. Then Mark's like, I think you're missing a letter. And I was like, oh my God, I am. And I'm gonna cry. So then I was like, it's okay. I will just put a tiny little T up here with like an arrow and it'll be just like a cute little addition to the page because the page in itself is kind of chaotic. I then proceed to start to draw the arrow to the wrong area. Okay, I added the T and then I was gonna put it in the wrong spot. So then I do another loop-de-loop and we end up where we're supposed to be. So it was a process to get here, but we made it here nonetheless. As far as January goes, this is my January monthly spread title page. So on this side of the page, this is like the bookmark thing that I was talking about. I got my monthly spread directly from this person. I am so sorry. I don't remember who it is right now, but I will put them on screen right now. My monthly layouts are going to be pretty much exactly how she laid out her monthly layouts. The only thing that's different will be like my title pages. I'm pretty much doing my monthly layouts exactly how she does it. So I just put a little pocket for these bookmarks that I made, and I made a bunch of different ones. I have one for each month, but I literally just found pictures off of Pinterest and then made little bookmarks. And then on the back here is where I will either be printing out a paper with lines or just like drawing lines on the back and writing the days on them so I can add however many pages I read per day. To start off here, I have a place to put my TBR versus the books that I actually read out of the TBR. I can give you kind of like a quick explanation. On this side, it will just be a bar graph of the number of pages that I read. This up here will be a little key to correspond with a bar graph. I will be tracking these stats every month: the total books read, total pages read, my average star rating, the total days read, and then total books bought. All of these stats, like I said, I got from her video. On this page, I plan on keeping an empty page so I can do a spread for whatever book I choose to be the favorite book of the month. And then on this page, I basically just plan on printing out all of the thumbnails for the videos that I posted in that month. I just feel like at the end of the year, looking back through it, it'll be so cute to see my favorite book of the month and then all the videos that I posted. So, and then that'll be the end. So this will be where February starts. But yeah.